Hello, welcome to IT Expert YouTube video series. Today we are going to talk about Agile versus Waterfall project methodology. What is Agile? Agile methodology is a strategy that aids in the software development process by allowing for continuous iteration of development and testing. Unlike the waterfall approach, development and testing are done simultaneously under this methodology. This method helps consumers, developers, managers, and testers to communicate more effectively. What is a waterfall? The waterfall methodology was the first to be designed and deployed as a process model. Another name for this kind of model is a straightforward life cycle model. It is very easy to understand and use. In a waterfall methodology, each phase of work must be completed before moving on to the next phase, and that there is no crossover between the phases in this model. The first SDLC method used in software design was the waterfall model. It was first released in 1989. The waterfall model portrays the software development life cycle as a sequential, linear flow of information. This implies that any stage in the development phase may begin only once the previous phase has been successfully completed. This waterfall model's stages do not cross in any manner. Pros and cons of Agile. Pros of Agile model. It is a method that is centered on the customer. As a consequence, the customer is always involved throughout the entire process. Agile teams are extremely active and and as a consequence, they are much more inclined to deliver superior results in development projects. The Agile software development approach ensures that development quality is maintained throughout the development process. The strategy is solely based on the notion of incremental consistent growth in progress. As a consequence, both the customer and the crew are informed of what has and has not been accomplished. As a consequence, the risk of the development phase is minimized. Cons of Agile model. It is not a viable strategy for small-scale development efforts. In order to try and make crucial choices during the meeting, it is vital to have a professional presentation. The cost of implementing an Agile approach is just somewhat greater when compared to traditional development approaches. If the project manager isn't clear on the end goal, the project might easily become derailed. Pros and cons of Waterfall. Pros of Waterfall model. It is among the most simple types to operate. Because of the project's nature, each phase contains deliverables and also a review process. It is best suitable for smaller tasks with defined requirements that are simple to understand and execute. Completion of the job in a shorter amount of time. Both the procedure and the outcomes are meticulously recorded. Simple to adopt a method for restructuring teams. This project management approach is useful for dealing with dependencies. Cons of Waterfall model. This is not the preferred product for a big project. This approach is less effective if the requirement is not clearly defined at the start. It is difficult to travel ahead and make changes to previous stages. The testing step starts after the design phase is finished. As a result, there is a high probability that flaws will be found required during the development process when they will be more costly to repair. Key differences. Waterfall refers to a linear sequential life cycle model, whereas Agile refers to the development process as an up-the sequence of development and testing. The waterfall is a regimented software development approach, while Agile is a dynamic software development strategy. When comparing waterfall versus Agile, remember that Agile is an iterative time-taking design process, while waterfall is a linear process. Waterfall examines after the build phase, while Agile tests during software development. Agile allows for adjustments to project requirements, while Waterfall does not allow for modifications of the requirements once the project is in progress. 1. Customer involvement in Agile and Waterfall projects. Customer satisfaction was defined as the very first principle outlined in the Agile Manifesto. To meet customers' expectations, Agile projects rely heavily on clients' availability during the entire process. While customers' input is the driving force of progress in Agile project management, the waterfall product development requires customers' feedback in just a couple of instances. First, feedback is required at the initial stage when requirements are assembled, and work has not started yet. The other instance is towards the end of a project when a big piece of work is completed. 2. Requirements changes in Agile versus Waterfall. The initiation phase of the Waterfall model to project management includes gathering and documenting the project requirements. The outcome of this stage is a well-defined project requirements list which serves as input for the next phase of the project cycle. An Agile project, on the other hand, welcomes changing customers' expectations or market fluctuations and aims to accommodate such alterations along the way in a constructive manner. 3. Scope in Agile versus Waterfall. Similar to the changing requirements, Agile project management is flexible about project scope changes. To respond to such changes, Agile teams keep a steady pace of frequent delivery to the market and rely on timely feedback. However, when dealing with well-defined projects and strict compliance requirements, the Waterfall approach can be quite beneficial. Once the scope of work is identified, the planning, design, and tracking of the work progress are much easier. What are the benefits of Agile? The emphasis that the Agile philosophy highlights is creating value that meets the customer's expectations at all times. Furthermore, the Agile mindset promotes doing business in the most optimal way. In other words, to deliver value with great quality and improve customer satisfaction, while keeping the team motivated and engaged. Agility. A true Agile adoption can help organizations improve their ability to respond to changes in a timely manner, which results in faster market delivery. The greatest outcome of the Agile mindset is the behavioral shift from focusing on delivering output to creating real value for the customer. Improved efficiency. A common trait of the various Agile methodologies is the constant dynamics and motion of things, plans, requirements, etc. Nothing remains static or final, so being efficient is critical to today's project success. One way Agile helps to meet all those market variations is by utilizing people's skills in the most optimal manner instead of seeking maximum capacity utilization, which may lead to burnout. Innovation. At the heart of Agile lies the drive to change and improve along with the world around us, including the changing demands of customers, the pace of technology blooming, competitors' market growth, etc. Agile encourages constant experimentation and feedback flow as the path to improvement. Accountability. Team members and leaders alike are encouraged to organize their work on their own. The Agile approach to work management enhances not only everyone's ownership of the work assignments but also team morale and the sense of belonging to a greater cause. What are the benefits of Waterfall? Breaking down projects into a linear sequence of phases makes the Waterfall model one of the most structured approaches to work management. The work progress flows in one direction only, which ensures that expensive design changes, for instance, can be avoided altogether. Inspection. When dealing with projects with a well-known scope, the requirement specifications gathered in the initial phase are thoroughly inspected, which reduces the chances of emerging malfunctions at a later stage. The practice of requirements clarification of the Waterfall model can result in reduced costs and time saving while the project develops. Structure. Another advantage of the Waterfall framework is the detailed organization and structured approach it takes at every project phase. A large Waterfall project, for instance, usually includes a detailed list of controls and procedures to ensure that work under that phase is indeed completed and its output would be further utilized in the next stage. Documentation. The Waterfall model highlights keeping diligent track of all documentation about the work progress at each step. The practice ensures knowledge is preserved as well as facilitates the onboarding of new members of the team. Agile or Waterfall, which is better? So, how should you choose between Agile and Waterfall? It is determined by the project. Your company and your initiatives will thrive if you choose the correct technique for the right work and the right people. Consider the following factors before deciding on a technique. What kind of work do we do? Who is going to do the work? These factors are essential considerations when deciding on either approach. When providing breakthrough work with a specified timeline, the Waterfall approach is beneficial. The Agile approach works effectively when groups are semi-permanent and continuous supply and cross-team alignments are essential. Consider your goals and check if either of the approaches can help you to fulfill your project. Interview question and answer. 1. What is the waterfall methodology? A hiring manager may begin your interview by asking you a general question about the waterfall model. They might want to evaluate how well you can explain basic concepts or terminology related to software development processes. Provide an answer that's succinct and easy to understand, even for professionals who don't have a background in technology or project management. Example: the waterfall methodology is a set of project management principles and strategies that focuses on developing projects through sequential tasks. Teams begin by gathering the project requirements and then creating a plan containing linear steps to fulfill those requirements. The waterfall model is most often used by software development teams, but may also be used to complete other IT or construction projects. 2. What are the benefits of using the waterfall model? Prospective employers may ask you questions about the advantages of the waterfall model to assess how well you understand the benefits of various development methodologies. Software teams often determine which methodology to use for each project, so team members who know about the advantages of waterfall can help choose the best tactic based on the unique software requirements or their available resources. Example waterfall methodologies are easy for teams to implement since it's relatively simple to design a software development plan where members accomplish each step sequentially. Projects that use the waterfall model also run continuous testing, which can help ensure that the final product is as efficient and safe as possible. Finally, waterfall methodology asks participants to document their work at each stage of the project. This rigorous documentation can make it easier to understand the software's design, explain the functions to prospective clients, and go back to fix errors or inefficiencies as needed. 3. Tell me about the integration phase of waterfall methodology. When a prospective employer asks definitive questions related to the waterfall model, they likely want to confirm that you understand the various components of this project methodology. If you are asked questions like this, provide a clear explanation of the step and how it relates to software development. Example: during the integration phase, software teams figure out ways to join the disparate parts of their project into one cohesive program. The integration phase occurs after each unit of the software undergoes individualized testing. After the integration phase, software teams then test how the program operates as a complete system. 4. When might you use the waterfall methodology for the software development life cycle process? This question can help hiring managers to evaluate your knowledge of software terms and concepts related to the waterfall methodology. Use your answer as an opportunity to demonstrate your understanding of both the waterfall model and the SDLC process, along with how they sometimes intersect. Example: the waterfall methodology can be most useful for the SDLC process when creating database-related software. Teams might also use the waterfall methodology to develop e-commerce sites or network protocol software. 5. Why does the requirements phase in the waterfall methodology matter? When a hiring manager asks about the importance of an aspect of the waterfall model, they likely want to assess that you understand the reason behind the stages of this project management methodology. Example: the requirements stage matters because this is when teams collect all the ways a prospective customer might use this product and what these end users need from the software. This step gives teams an opportunity to think about how they can create and fulfill project goals that match a customer's wants. 6. What is Scrum and Agile? A Scrum is a process framework used to manage product development and other information work. A Scrum is powerful because it allows teams to develop an idea of how something works, try it out, consider what happened, and make appropriate adjustments. That is when the framework is used correctly. The Scrum is structured in such a way that it allows teams to incorporate practices from other structures in which they make sense of the team context. A Scrum is a framework that helps teams work together. Like a rugby team from which it gets its name, training for the big game, Scrum encourages teams to learn from experience, organize themselves while working through a crisis, and think about their wins and defeats to progress further. While software development teams widely use the Scrum we are talking about, its principles and lessons can be applied to all types of interactions. This is one of the reasons why Scrum is so popular. Often thought of as an agile project management framework, Scrum describes a set of meetings, tools, and roles that work in concert to help teams plan and manage their work. 7. What is Agile methodology? The Agile approach is a specific project management approach used for software development. This approach assists teams in responding to software uncertainty. It uses a growing, increasingly sequential work sequence known as sprints. In layman's terms, it is a type of project management process mainly used for software development where the needs and solutions change through the collaborative effort of their clients' self-organizing and working teams. Agile is a process in which a team can manage a project by dividing it into several phases. It involves regular interaction with stakeholders and continuous improvement and photography at all stages. The Agile approach starts with customers explaining how the final product will be used and what problem it will solve. This clarifies the client's expectations of the project team. Once the work has begun, teams go through a process of planning, performing, and evaluating, which can simply change the last delivery to better fit customer needs. Ongoing collaboration is essential, both between team members and project stakeholders, to make informed decisions. 8. Which of these are Agile estimation techniques? Poker editing. Bucket system. Big. Uncertain. Small. TFB. NFC. 1 sprint. Vote for dot. T-shirt sizes. Affinity map. Order protocol. Divide into large or less. 9. How does an Agile team maintain requirements? Agile teams keep their needs afloat after falling behind. In Scrum, it is called product backlog. They have an agreement between the stakeholders and the project managers regarding the delivery of the product through a specific operation by the customer project team. Agile teams use product backlogs to manage their needs. An Agile team is a leading group of people who work together on a project and have all the needs and people needed to produce a proven product promotion. Product owners work by prioritizing customer needs. They work with the number of people needed as a team to deliver the products and customer needs at the sprint's beginning. 10. What is Agile project management? Agile project management is a systematic way to deliver a project throughout its life cycle. Flexible or fast life cycles are formed by several repetitions or additional steps to complete a project. Software development projects often use usage techniques to promote velocity and flexibility. The advantage of iteration is adapting as you go along rather than following a straightforward approach. One of the purposes of an agile or iterative approach is to reap the whole process benefits rather than just the latter. For the most part, agile projects should reflect moderate values and behavior of trust, flexibility, empowerment, and collaboration. Thank you for watching this video. We provide hands-on training with labs, homework, group projects. Prepare you for the certification. Provide real projects. Internship opportunities. Support you in Resume LinkedIn. Staffing support. Provide tech references. In-person online class. Class retake options and more. Call us at 847-350-9034 for your free career consultation meeting. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos.